It's the 30th of September, and although this book wasn't due to be released for a few more days, I got my copy, my 2 copies today, the Apple book. So I just want to talk about this book, Rosie Saunders, the Apple book, which is essentially the same as this book, The English Apple, by Roseanne Saunders, very much the same writer, the same painter, the same artist. Now this is a book which was produced in 1988. That's when I got my copy, and I think it's been out of print since then. It's a beautiful book. It deals with 122 different English apple varieties. There's a nice instructions, about how to identify apples inside it. At the heart of the book is these wonderful, beautiful watercolour pictures by Roseanne Saunders. And she's worked closely with the Royal Horticultural Society. She's worked with Harry Baker, who knows more about apples than anyone else. And she's done this beautiful, lovely book, which we just have enjoyed owning so much. And we stopped taking it out of the house, except once a year to our Apple Day event, because it was just so precious to us, and we couldn't bear the thought of losing it. Besides which, it got quite well worn. I'm just literally flicking through this, and at the back end of the book, you've got this article on how to grow apples by Harry Baker. And there's nobody who knows more than Harry Baker. Anyway, this has been out of print for quite a long time. And I learned just about 10 days ago that the book was being re-released. Not only is the book being re-released, but there's an additional 22 apples have been discussed in here. Here's an introduction by the artist, Roseanne Saunders, who's now calling herself Rosie Saunders. Okay, my name is Stephen, a lot of people call me Steve. It's essentially the same book. The style is slightly different. As I've just shown you in the original, they had 2 apple photographs on each page, and on the facing page they had the description. This is a little different. This is 1 page, 1 apple. This, for example, is Owen Thomas. And this is the kind of detail that we read. The story of the apple, who raised it, when it was first known, the year it was first recorded, who wrote about it, what's the best time to pick it, what's the best time to eat it, the good points of the apple, and indeed the faults of the apple. And this is a very important point, because for every one that I've checked out that I know, apples like Miller's Seedling, and indeed James Grieve, and Laxton's Epicure, Ellison's Orange for another. For every apple that I know that I've checked out in this book, the description is true. It's accurate. It doesn't gloss over the problems. If an apple has a problem, it crops too many fruit and needs always to be thinned. If it crops only every other year, if it's very prone to disease, these facts are noted. So this is a great book to read. If you want to think about which apples to grow. If you'd asked me 3 weeks ago what's the best book to buy to get information about the apple in order to advise yourself to have to plan your orchard that you hopefully are going to plant, I'd have said Michael Clark. Apples of Field Guide. I'd have said that because this beautiful book was out of print, but now it's back in print. I paid £12.50 for this from Amazon. It's £25 at a regular price, $35 in the United States, and I feel like a thief for paying as little as that. Having said that, it was a done deal. That's what they asked. I paid the asking price. I don't know if it's still £12.50, I haven't checked just lately, but £25 is still not an incredibly good value for money price This book, The English Apple, this has been a really treasured book. You can see, you can see it's quite well worn. It's it's been loved, it's been looked at, and so anyway, if you love apples, if you love the English apple, if you're interested in getting information, or if you just like to have a really pleasant book to read through, or if you have anybody who loves apples and gardens and fruits, then your Christmas present problem solved. And if Roseanne Saunders or Rosie Saunders is out there or she hears of this, Rosie, I'd just like to say to you, thank you so much for all the love and the care you put into this beautiful book. And without putting any pressure on you at all, I hope you might do the same for pears, or maybe even cider apples. But in any event, thank you so much. And for everybody else, well, if you love the English apple, then you'll love this book. And if you can get a copy of it for £12.50 still, do what I've done, buy 2 copies.